Hello! I don't know why it's so weird to me filming on my Mac, but I am filming on my Mac right now. The reason I am filming on my Mac in my car is because we are talking about money today. I am at a campsite right now, I'm in public, and it just does not make me comfortable to be openly talking about money like that. Also, I don't really own any fancy lights, so having my Mac lighting my face allows me to film in my car, and it's just so easy. I've got all my info right here, right next to the screen, and it just kind of made sense. So sorry for like crappy audio, crappy visuals. I have like weird bags under my eyes. If it is your first time here, welcome. I promise most of my videos do not look like this, so please give me another chance. But basically, I am on a 6+ month road trip. I live in my Mazda 5. I make videos with my iPhone, and you guys are invited along for the ride. I am by no means a travel expert, a van life expert, or an expert at anything at all. So you're here to watch me work through the kinks, basically. Trial and error, and that's kind of what these videos are about. This video is not a money advice video. This is literally me breaking down for you guys where my money has gone and what I've been spending it on. And this is my third one. By making those two videos, I learned a lot as far as tracking my money. And this round is going to be way more detailed for you guys. I have not really been following a budget with this trip. I've just been conscious, and I haven't really run into any problems. And technically I'm kind of like on schedule as far as like my spending goes with my savings. What's really kind of helpful about this is if you are watching my travel vlogs and you see what kind of lifestyle I am carrying on, now you can see the numbers behind it. Couple disclaimers about this information just before I dive in. This is all hand-counted information, and I round to the nearest dollar. So obviously this is not 100% accurate. There's going to be some human error involved. The other thing about human error that I need to mention is Canada. I sort of messed up. And I don't think it's making a huge difference in the data, but at first I was counting my Canada spending in American dollars, and then I got confused and started counting it in the Canadian dollars. And basically, I think there is going to be a little bit of error with what I spent while I was in Canada, and I'm just gonna move on past that and do better next time. So I do apologize. There's nothing I can really do about it now. I kind of messed up. But I still tracked everything. I just kept switching currencies. So yeah, human error, I don't know. I also did not include my bills in this pie chart. I have only included things that I'm like actively spending my money on. My student loans are deferred, so I'm not paying them right now. My gym and my cell bills are small. Also, my car insurance, I paid the full trip before I left. Sir, this video is going to cover 6 weeks of travel throughout my time in Maryland, Massachusetts, Maine, Quebec, Ontario, and back in Minneapolis, my hometown. This is where my money went. Let me open this puppy up here. Let's have a look-see. So, much different from my last videos. Thank goodness. I'm learning. I've broken it into many more sections this time, and it's sort of color coordinated into, oh, my phone's blowing up. I have made the purples and blues to represent food and alcohol. The warmer tones are going to be like supplies, what have ya. So, nothing's changed. My dining budget is my biggest point of spending. That is not new at all. I've always been very open and honest about the fact that I eat out too much, and that sure hasn't changed since I've been on the road. And again, the majority of those places I just said, Maryland, Massachusetts, Maine, Quebec, Ontario, Minneapolis, I was literally in the city, like the entire time. The only time I was not in the city was in Acadia National Park. I mean, this is an obvious reflection of that. So, I did spend $953 on food and alcohol in a dinner setting, a good old 38.5%. I also ate a lot of fast food on this part of the trip. I was very shocked, actually. I sort of got into a bad habit of it. I never really ate fast food up until that point. I'm really hoping to shake that off, but I ate Quiznos like almost every day when I was in Canada. 3.7% of my spending was on fast food. I also spent a bit more on like editing. I got into, same with the fast food, I got into the habit of getting food at Starbucks a little bit more often than I did in the beginning. 2.9% went into all of that money I spent just to make videos. I would have been spending that money elsewhere and my time elsewhere, you know, if I wasn't working on videos. And that's just something to keep in mind. It is part of the job. Groceries, 2.6%. I'm hoping that changes on the West Coast and that I start buying more groceries, because I did buy a cooler now. Yay, go me. And then very tiny 1% going to gas station snacks and beverages. That is a rarity, but it still happens. And then 0.6% at the liquor store. I think I went to a liquor store like once. Not something super often. I'm sure that will increase again on the West Coast because I'll be camping a lot more. And I love a nice cold beer next to the fire. In the past, basically in both my last two videos and the first 8 weeks of travel, I spent about half of my money on things like food and alcohol. And it appears that that has not changed at all. Definitely my biggest cost, but I guess I prefer that. Now let's go to supplies. Supplies is a very broad term, but it's basically everything from toothpaste to the wire I bought my curtains with to electronics, all of that stuff. I spent $409, 16.5% of my spending, almost a quarter. Well, actually, let's keep going here, because as you can see, tires. I bought 4 used tires. They're in pretty good shape, though. I feel really good about the purchase. It would have been about $600 had I bought new tires, and I decided, why would I do that? Old car, new tires? I don't see the point. Tires are technically a supply, I suppose. So as you can see, I spent a little over a quarter of my spending into just things that I needed. And then we have gas. Gas, I spent $382, which seems very low to me. I don't know if that's accurate, but like I'm pretty sure it is, because I'm pretty good about like tracking everything I spend. And then car-related costs. That includes parking tolls, taking a bus or a ferry, and I got 1 car wash on this part of the trip, $118. It was pretty crazy the amount of money I spent on tolls. Basically, it's all tolls. And then we've got a couple tiny itty bitty sections. Campsite, spent, $30 on a campsite one night, followed by some ATM fees, $10 total. And, oh, right, we missed, see, they're so tiny, I can't even read. Recreation, $13. I have no idea what that was even on. Can't remember. Point being is I just don't really spend money on tours or like admission fees or anything like that. I've kind of just been sightseeing a lot on this trip, and I tend to eat and drink if I want to like entertain myself. So there you have it, everybody. I'm very interested in comparing my East Coast spending to my West Coast spending, so I look forward to doing that, once the trip is over. If there are questions about this information, if you want to know more, like I said, this isn't like an advice video. This is just me kind of laying it out for you guys, being like totally transparent. I judge myself a little bit looking at this. I know I could easily be spending a lot less money. In total, I spent $2,473 in 6 weeks. That is $412 per week or $59 per day. To be honest, I think that's fine. I don't really see that as being a problematic amount. I'm having a good time. I do realize that I am living a very extravagant lifestyle for being someone who doesn't have a job. And, having this information, I am excited to draw some conclusions from it eventually, but I'm just not there yet. So again, you're along for the ride, all of the learning that is going on here. anything you want me to incorporate into these videos, if I do make more in the future, share it in the comment section below. I love your feedback. There's just not a lot for me to like take away from this. I'm not shocked at all. So if there's something that I'm missing that you guys want to hear about, please just let me know and I'll be sure to do that next time. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe. I've got an incredible trip happening right now, and I am so excited to have you guys here to experience it with me. So thank you again. I will see you guys very soon. Okay, bye. Love you guys.